Welcome back to Phenomenal Fantasy Wrestling. Alright guys, welcome back to Phenomenal Fantasy Wrestling. It's the weekly recap. I know I did not get to this last week. I apologize for that. It's been a heck of a busy time. But we are here today just to recap the last couple of weeks, I guess. Alright, sorry about that. Been interruptions all day. Alright, guys. So, let's see. Let's get on to the computer. Let's take a look and see where we're at right now. Now, as far as last week, I also did a thing for the bottom 10. Some moves were made. Most of them via Messenger, just asking me things. So I did make some moves for some people. They weren't under the trade thread, but I did update the star list to reflect those moves that were made. So if you go looking at the free agency list, it is updated, so you'll be able to check that out. Don't forget, tomorrow night, AEW All Out. So make sure you reflect that in the moves you're going to make, because, apparently there's some big moves coming. I know, Josh, I think you put Adam Cole on the bench. If rumor has it correctly, he's going to show up. I don't know if he'll show up this soon. It's possible, but I think their big surprise tomorrow night's supposed to be Bryan Danielson making his appearance. There is supposed to be Pac versus a mystery opponent. That's not confirmed. That's just Andrade versus a mystery opponent. That's not confirmed. Andrade did put out a kind of a, hey, I'm going to do this, but, nothing's official yet on that. So my pick for that is Buddy Matthews. I think, formerly Buddy Murphy. I think that's a good one. I'm just waiting to see Andrade versus Malachi Black. NXT, they had some amazing matches. I can't wait till they have a match in AEW. But let's take it to the computer. Let's see what we got. All right, now if you looked at the point threads last week, you do see that we have a new leader. Annie has taken the lead from Darren. She did that last week and has increased it this week. So Darren has moved to second. I have moved to third. Moose to fourth. Gideon to fifth. William, Josh, Steven, Scott, Markeith, Raw, Christopher, John, Ryan, Joseph, Rob, Cassandra, Ali, Alan, and Blanky. Cassandra, you've moved down quite a bit. Injustice had you going there for a little while, but they aren't pulling you out of the fire this time. Blanky, he made some moves last week, as we were saying, after I'd made my video. He made his moves via Messenger. He picked up Lorcan and Birch for his tag team. Got rid of Indy and Candice, as Candice is pregnant. Picked up Paul White over Bear Bronson, I believe he had. Made a move, La Rebellion over the Boogeyman, which was a good move for him because they came out of NWA 73 as the new tag champions. So that was a smart move he made there. And they got rid of Aaliyah, who had no points, and picked up Indy Hartwell, who got him 25 points this past week. So good moves there, and he did bench Candice LeRae since she is pregnant. He'll be able to pick up Candice and Indy as the way again if that's how they come back. Let's see. Some others that made moves. Josh made a move, a regretful move on his part. He picked up the War Kings and got rid of John Wayne Murdoch. And obviously, as you saw at the beginning of NWA 73, the War Kings disbanded as Jax Dane attacked Crimson. So he has this week decided to go back for John Wayne Murdoch over the War Kings, and too little too late. He already won a championship and got 60 points this week. And, Josh went from 5 points on the War Kings, or I think it was 15 points and all of the War Kings, to missing out on those 60 points John Wayne Murdoch would have gotten him. Those are the biggest moves that were made this past week. Brock Lesnar being picked up by John, Kaylee Ray being picked up by John. Let's see. There were some other moves trying to be made. And here you see the points threads, 1930 over 1655. So that's a nice gap there in the lead now. Darren's going to come back from that. He's better, because I am nipping on his heels at 1610. And I've got to say, after All Out, I'm hoping to have a pretty good, I picked up Jamie Hayter this week. I don't know if she'll win the Casino Battle Royal, but I do know she's going to get some eliminations and get me some points off of those. Anna Jay, I think, might win it after her return this past week, so I picked her up. Bryan Danielson, I've left on the bench. My thinking there is he's going to show up, but he's only going to show up and get 5 points. Whereas my hope is Buddy Matthews going to show up and get 5 points, but wrestle Andrade and possibly have that surprise win. No guarantees there, but, Darby Allin, I'm keeping on the in that spot. I mean, somebody's already got CM Punk, obviously. And who knows? Darby might pull it off. I doubt it, but, he does pull it off in other matches. He's a good one to have. Street Profits I picked up last week. It sounded like I beat John to the punch on that one. I was really kicking my heels on that until the end of SmackDown last week. And when they came out to save Finn Balor, I knew that they were going to be main event picture right off the bat, so I jumped on them. Obviously, after doing the bottom 10 last week or the week before last, I wanted to jump on here and do the top 10. But, obviously I didn't get a chance to, and now things have been mixed around, so I don't want to get stuck doing the same people and looking at the same. Some of these, I'll just make some notes here on things I can see right off bat, maybe things to look at. I already went over Blanky. He made some good moves. Here with Allen, Jake Hager's great to have, but I haven't seen him in forever now. It seems like they had the big, the big stadium stampede, and that was kind of Hager and Wardlow kind of just show up once in a while now. You've not really seen the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle all together since then. So Hager's one of those who's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle. Walter, after losing his title, I don't know what's going to go on with him now. Let's see. Kenny King, like I said on the other video, he doesn't wrestle very often. When he does, one thing I do need to point out to everybody. Do that real quick. All right, one thing I want to point out to everybody, and I think I made this announcement in the group and on the chat, the indie position, the indie spot we have. I'm opening it up. Not many people follow indies. I'm about to start a new job, so I might not be able to watch as many indies as I've been watching. I'll get you the results off of cagematch.net for the big ones like the GCW events. The AEW Chicago this week was a great show. Had a lot of good stars on there. I still want everybody to be able to get as many points as they can, especially on the indies and the people they have on Impact, NWA, Ring of Honor, MLW. So I'm going to keep an eye on the results from that, on the things I'm not able to watch, so that everybody can get as many points as they can. Again, not many people watch all the indie stuff. I do like GCW. Some of the deathmatch stuff's a little hard for me to watch. The idea of deathmatch wrestling is cool to me. Actually seeing it, ooh, some of those things make my stomach turn. I'm sure the rest of you guys know what I'm talking about. So I opened up the indie spot. Everybody's been asking me to do a wild card tag team, a second tag team spot anyway. I figured this way we could just you could either pick up a single or a tag team in this spot. It's the way I made it for the indies. So we'll keep it that way for any promotion. Indies, Raw, SmackDown, everything we score already, plus all the indies. So you have your choice there if you want an indie tag team, if you want. I know a lot of people use this to pick up New Japan teams or New Japan performers. You can still do that. Cage matches where I get the New Japan results because I don't watch that. I wish I did, but I don't. And usually the streams aren't in English, so I have a hard time watching the streams. Once in a while they'll put up an English stream, but and I'm not subscribing to New Japan World. I could, but I already have enough subscriptions that I'm getting in trouble by. Title match was kind of her last straw. Why do I need title match wrestling? Flawless is why I need that. I liked Flawless. RCW had a few good shows. So there's reasons to have all of the subscriptions. Honor Club would be a good one to get. I don't have that. I have Impact Plus because they do a monthly pay-per-view deal. I have, Peacock. I had the network forever. Now I have Peacock. Can I save some money on that deal? Because, we already had Peacock for other stuff that my wife was watching. So I know a lot of people aren't happy with Peacock because of some of the older stuff being edited. I haven't hit that yet. I haven't watched a whole lot of the older stuff. I did try to go back and watch original ECW from the beginning. Went to Hardcore TV, started trying to watch it. I did not realize the Sandman was a surfer dude at first. It was, I guess, the sand and the beach, I guess, was his role. Anyway, back to the computer. All right, but like I was saying, that indie spot is open up a single tag team for anybody you may want to get. Now let's take a look here. We're still working on Allen's. Ricky Starks, he shows up. He's doing everything. I'm actually shocked he's not facing Brian Cage at All Out. Maybe I missed that. No, I didn't miss that. I'm shocked by that one. Especially after what happened on Dynamite this past week with Will Hobbs. Austin Theory has disappeared, hasn't been seen forever. You got Big Swole. She does a few things here and there. Ali, the Gun Club, they just turned on Paul White, so good one to have. They may be doing something coming up. If I were in your shoes, I'd drop Amir Jordan. He hasn't done anything since we've started this season. Cardona, Josh Woods, #1 contender to the Pure Championship. He'll be wrestling Jonathan Gresham, I believe, at Death Before Dishonor. Jake St. Patrick. I know he appeared on Dark a few times. In my opinion, now that we've opened up this spot, be a good one to look at. Trying to get some more points elsewhere. Sonya Deville, she's getting points every week, 5 to 10 points as a authority figure. But if you're looking to get real points, you might want to look at, at least for this week, somebody that's in the Casino Battle Royal. Cassandra, Injustice is your bread and butter. They're all over the indies, and as soon as MLW comes back, Mayim Reed is the middleweight champion, I believe. So they're your bread and butter. Miz, him and Morrison will be doing stuff soon. Tamina, I can't say anything about Tamina because I got Natalya, and I'm just waiting for them to defend those titles. Carmelo Hayes, Breakout Star of the Year, has that title shot, on his plate. Scorpio Sky. I'm really hoping they'll start using them into the year more coming up. They attacked Lance Archer a couple weeks ago. I love him and Ethan Page. I really wish they'd use more of them. Well, you can't do that if you're bringing in a bunch of WWE guys, though, right? Can't use your own talent if you're, It's kind of the same issue I have with what Impact did, TNA back in the day, you know. Picked up Christian Cage, we picked up Kurt Angle, we picked up Jeff Hardy, and then all our regular guys disappeared. Yeah. Excuse me. Seems to be what's happening right now to AEW. You know, Evilise, you know, now that spot's opened up, I would look at dropping her. Okay, sorry about that. Guy interrupted. Mia Yim, I would. Do you have anybody on your bench? You have Leo Ruff. I would bench, either keep him on the bench or remove him, put her on the bench. Because, frankly, one of the two of them, I don't know what's happening with Mia Yim, but she's more likely to come back than Leo Ruff. Unless somebody gets desperate and wants Ruff. Wouldn't mind seeing a match between him and the world-famous CB Cheeseburger. You know, that could be a fun little comedic match. Penelope Ford, good right now. And Abaddon, really good. Excuse that screaming and yelling. That's my son being asinine. All right. Who we got next? Rob. Private Party. You know, good pickup. I think you picked them up last week or the week before. Morrison, Seth Rollins, Cameron Grimes, Omega. I mean, right there, you've got a hell of a team. You know, Rollins, Grimes, Omega, Morrison. I don't know why you're way down there. Rich Swann. You picked up James Storm. You know, he couldn't quite win that title, but, you know, he is back in the NWA, so that's a good one. And then Tyrus, you know, he kept his title this past week. Your downfall, Keith Lee, you know. From what I read, if he ever comes back, he might come back as a heel. So, you know, he might be kind of a monstrous thing there and get you some points once he comes back. Carmella, sorry. Good for a few points here and there, not big points. And Casey Catanzaro, you know, they do have the women's tag team match coming up this week. And I don't think anybody deserves it more than Casey and Caden. I think they have been one of NXT's, you know, I'm not going to say a great team or a good team, but they've been a solid staple of NXT for a long time now. I do believe they've deserved those titles, at least for a week. All right, Joseph, the Briscoes, Damian Priest, KO, Caden Carter you picked up. That's a good pickup, or you had. Moxley, Miguel, EC3, Ospreay, QT Marshall. I don't know if that's a good pickup or not. He does quite a bit, but, you know, he's about to get beat up by Paul White, I believe. I'm hoping. Tay Conti, always good for points. Janela, he just had a mystery woman debut to help him. Hopefully that gives him more TV time for you. I'm trying to skim some of these ones I know I went through on that last video, so we can get to people who I did not get to. Ryan, you got the Usos, good ones. Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan. I think Liv should have 10 million more points than this. She's improved a ton, but between Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair, when Sasha shows back up, she's going to get swept right back under the rug with Zelina and Carmella. So, Zaya Brookside has gotten you absolutely no points. It's time to look into a new NXT pickup. Thunder Rosa is a good one. Kimberly. I love what they're doing right now with Kimberly. Su Young. Now they've recruited Brandy Lauren. I'm so glad they recruited her and didn't engulf her soul. But she's not having matches, and that's the issue there. They do the segments every week, but that is it. In my opinion, would I drop her? If it were me, I would drop her and pick up somebody else. At least until she starts having some matches. You know, then maybe pick her back up. But she's not getting any points now, but 5 a week. LA Park Jr., hopefully when MLW starts back up, he'll get you some points, but I would drop him. There's plenty of people in Ring of Honor, NWA, and MLW that the MLW stars who aren't performing on the indies, I wouldn't have right now. You can get them back later. Chase Owens, he's been great for points during the tag team struggle stuff. But like I said, I opened up that indie spot so you can do what you will. Riho has got nothing, but she will be in the Casino Battle Royal. Matt Hardy and Hikaru Shida. And then you've got Mercedes Martinez on your bench from her being fired in NXT. I moved somebody to your NXT spot and moved Matt and awarded you Matt Hardy. Yeah, I gave you Xia Brookside. Well, you already had Xia Brookside. I just moved her over there and awarded you Matt Hardy. Nice award, if I say so myself. John Ford, still making moves here. You've been coming up. So let's see if we can come up some more. New Day. Xavier Woods, the only one doing anything last couple weeks. It's still a good one. You went from having no New Day presence on Raw to, since SummerSlam, having just Xavier Woods, which is funny because the week before that, they were both behind Miz and Morrison saying, check out our merchandise. And Kofi never came back to TV with Woods. Weird how they're doing that. I don't understand what they're doing there, to be honest. Omos, I believe AJ and Omos are going to win that tag team turmoil this coming Monday. Get their rematch for the tag titles. If it's not them, I think it'll be the Viking Raiders. But I really think it'll be AJ and Omos. Lesnar will be cut SmackDown this next week. So, that'll get you at least 5 for the appearance. Kaylee Ray, I believe she's going to wrestle Ember Moon on NXT this coming week. Malachi Black just beat Lee Jordan. He's got a match with Dustin Rhodes coming up on Dynamite. Chris Bay, I love Chris Bay. I don't think he's done anything in a couple weeks now. So, I can't remember seeing Bay. I know he wasn't on this past week's show. I don't believe he was on the week before either. I don't think he has anything coming up at Victory Road unless they announce something for the X Division soon. Jacob Fatu. As soon as SWE Fury airs their show, I do know you'll be getting points for him. He just joined up with their group Privilege, which is Charlie Haas, Max Castellanos, and Rodney Mack, and now Jacob Fatu's part of that. So as soon as SWE Fury starts putting their shows back on YouTube, he'll be getting you some points. Guerrillas of Destiny have done nothing since you picked them up, to be honest, other than showing up at Resurgence and confronting the Good Brothers. Now that this spot's opened up, you may want to look into that or keep them. But I think they just started a new tag series for New Japan. I'm not sure. So they might do something with that. I'm not 100%. Hammerstone. The next taping for MLW will be October 2nd. From there, they will announce when they'll be airing on Vice Network. At that taping will be Jacob Fatu versus Alexander Hammerstone for the title. I don't know if it's title versus title or just for Fatu's title, but you've got Fatu, you've got Hammerstone. I don't think I would move a bit on those two. One way or the other, you're getting big points at that event. Jay White. Yeah, he's not been on Impact. Him and Bay have been kind of absent from Impact. Bianca Belair, she'll be getting her title back soon. I believe they announced that match for Extreme Rules. Next week's the contract signing on SmackDown. So there you go. I think you've got a pretty solid team there, especially once MLW starts back up regularly. Okay, Christopher, Uno and Grayson. Okay, you've got Uno and Grayson, good tag team. Some dissension within the Dark Order lately, so had to see how that plays out. Truth, good for 5 points a week with all the stuff they're doing with him, Tozawa, and Reginald. That's why I dropped Reginald. They haven't done anything since, that's why I dropped Reginald, because him, Tozawa, and Truth were just doing little segments. Weren't really getting me anything but the 5 points a week. It's much better when they were having Reginald defend the title in a match. Dominic Mysterio, any minute now he's about to turn on right. He's had these 2 losses to Sami Zayn. So that's bound to happen anytime now. Kushida, him and Roderick Strong are coming up soon for their match. I think Strong's going to take the title from him. Do with that what you will. Brian Cage just lost to Powerhouse Hobbs, but always good for points. Havoc. All right, tons of distractions today. All right, Havoc, half of the Knockouts Tag Champions, great to have. King Mortez. He is in SWE, doing a few things here and there. So once Fury starts back up, like I was saying with Jacob Fatu, he'll be getting you some points. And then once MLW starts, he's the Caribbean champion right now. He just beat Richard Holiday for that title. Masha Slamovich, she's good. She was great to have during the Empower pay-per-view. She does a lot on the indies here and there. But now that spot's opened up to anybody, you may want to look at moving some stuff around for that. Jordan Grace, great. Can't say nothing bad about Jordan Grace. She's good for some points, They just beat the Influence this past week on Impact. Steve Macklin, he's good for points. And Ellering. You've got Grace, you got to have Ellering. Brah, Imperium. Good tag team. Definitely going to go places in NXT. But with the NXT revamp, we got to remember that coming up on the 14th. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows who's going to be there? Who knows anything regarding the future of NXT right now? So, who knows if there will even be an NXT UK at that point? Nothing's been said toward that. I know they said they were disbanding everything they wanted to do with Japan. Maybe they'll do the same within UK. Who knows? Rhea Ripley, always good for points on Raw. Shotzi Blackheart, kind of not been around lately. Her and Teagan haven't been on the show in a couple weeks now. Ilya Dragunov just won the title. Great match at NXT TakeOver. Andrade El Idolo, his match with Pac was moved to Rampage. Supposedly he's going to face a mystery opponent. Nothing official on that yet. But Andrade's going to get you some points. W. Morrissey, looked like him and Moose came together this past week on Impact, taking out Eddie Edwards. So, they could destroy a lot of people on Impact. Brody King. I think he's got a title shot coming up. Great to have. I can't say anything bad. He'll get you some points. Takagi, you said you wanted to keep over, picking up elsewhere. So there you go. Samoa Joe, NXT champion. Reginald, like I said, I dropped him because he was only doing the silly segments each week. It started out, he was having some big title matches on the shows. And then they went to these comedy sketches. Before Empower, I put Kylie Ray on your thing and benched Ruby Soho because, she participated in Empower. Wanted you to have an opportunity to get her some points off of her. But just so you know, she's here. She's here. I think Ruby Soho is going to appear in the Casino Battle Royal. So you may want to make that change. But you'll have to make that change somewhere else because Kylie Ray cannot go back on your bench as she is, very active right now. Markeith Hit Row. That was a great pick. Moving Los Sparks to the bench for Hit Row. I'm shocked they lost to Legado, but, that gave them, what was her name? Electra Guerrero Martinez. I don't remember. Electra. Might have been Electra. I don't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the guy in the Diamond Mine with Roderick Strong. So, but Hit Row is a good one. They're going to come back hard. Right now, the way it's going, I think that's our War Games right there. I think Hit Row versus Legado in War Games. I'd love to see it. And, put B-Fab and Electra in there with them. You got 4 versus 4. I don't see them letting the women in there with the men, but you never know. NXT's turned it around. It's revamping, so who knows what the hell they're going to do. Drew McIntyre, of course, is good. Rey Mysterio, Swerve, Nyla Rose, with the Battle Royal coming up. She's going to eliminate a lot of people. I don't see her winning it. She won last year's. Why win 2 in a row? Who knows? She could. Sami Callihan's good. Gresham's good. Aaron Stevens, they did lose the tag titles, but, he does do a lot on NWA, but now I've opened up that spot for anybody, so you could look at that. Jade Cargill, again, she could actually win the Casino Battle Royal, and she's definitely good for some elimination points. Tom Lawler, all over, what was it he did this week? AAW, and then he has another event coming up, so, good one to keep on there, and then once MLW starts, he'll be all over the... Angelina Love, she moved on in the Ring of Honor Women's Tournament by the skin of her teeth due to disqualification. So there you go. Dark Order, Reynolds and Silver. I like it. They weren't getting many points over Silver being injured, but now that the Dark Order is kind of imploding. All right, sorry about that. Excessive interruptions today, I'm telling you. Don't know where I left off. Silver and Reynolds with the implosion of the Dark Order or whatever they're doing there should be getting some points coming up, at least on Darks. Sheamus, good one to have. Good Lord. Apollo Crews, it's only a matter of time before he at least gets back in the U.S. title picture. Or Intercontinental title picture. Yeah, Intercontinental title picture, sorry. LA Knight, obviously, good one. He just beat Johnny Gargano. All right, let's try this a little more. Distractions. Okay, we got Brit Baker, champion. Ace Austin, number 1 contender. Nick Aldis, it's only a matter of time before he gets that NWA title back. Adam Priest, New South World Champion. We just went over that in the thing. In the, trade thread comments, you decide to keep him. Kazarian, Pac, Susan. I'll say the same thing I said about about Kimberly. That she's just doing the vignettes right now. Not much to it. Pac having travel issues, but he will be facing Andrade on Rampage. Steven Finjuice. Good to have. Charlotte, obviously. Sasha hasn't been seen since before SummerSlam. Who knows when she will reappear. Pete Dunne on the show every week. Preston Vance. Same stuff I've been saying with the Dark Order. He gets his points, though. Willie Mack, Kim, and Rich Swann. I think they're about to win the Impact Tag titles from the Good Brothers. I'll be shocked if they don't, to be honest. Danhausen. Danhausen is everywhere. All over the indies. I've actually made a Danhausen compilation DVD. I'm at like disc 5 of it. I've got about 8 more matches I need to add. It is awesome. Very nice, very evil. I have stuff from when he was, before he started the Danhausen character, and then, obviously as it grew, watch him on YouTube every day. It's amazing. Love that Danhausen. Nick Gage, he's all over GCW. getting you points all the time on GCW, and they got a lot of events coming up. They've got their Art of War games about to happen, so it's a good one to have. He actually faced off, was that last night? I haven't watched it yet, but the 3-cup stuffed GCW event. Powers of Pain and Warhausen against Nick Gage and a few others. I can't remember who was on his team, but there you go. I can't wait to watch that match. Hopefully Danhausen don't get hurt too bad. Diener, they either have matches, they have vignettes. Camarado, he'll probably be in the corner of QT Marshall at All Out. Zelina Vega, same thing I was saying earlier about Liv Morgan. Josh, Varsity Blondes, man. I was shocked at how many points the Varsity Blondes have gotten, but the Varsity Blondes are all over the Darks. Randy Orton, RK Bro, Sami Zayn, he just beat Dominic Mysterio 2 weeks in a row. Santos Escobar, they got that big win over Hit Row. MJF, he's about to lose to Chris Jericho. What can I say? Nothing more than that. Eric Young, I think he's actually injured, and that's why he's not wrestling, but he does get you points for the escorting violence by design to the ring and his vignettes. Chelsea Green, man, she is wrestling everywhere right now. Obviously, you pick back up John Wayne Murdoch after dropping him last week. Powerhouse Hobbs just beat Brian Cage. Colt Cabana, same stuff with the Dark Order. Aoife Valkyrie, I don't know how to say her name. NXT UK is tricky. They wrestle 1 week and then they don't wrestle again for a couple weeks. So as far as the women go, AEW All Out this weekend, 21 women in that Battle Royal. There are women, if you want more points, you can at least get an appearance point out of them. All 21 competitors. There's been 21 competitors labeled. They usually only have 21 competitors, but I did see it says to be determined as another competitor. My guess is Ruby. But I'm really confused about that, so I don't know who's going to be that extra competitor. William, you got the Young Bucks, you've got Matt Riddle, you've got Nakamura, Gigi Dolan, up and comer right there. It amazes me how many people said she was never going to make it to WWE or NXT or any of that after that whole tampon incident. But there she is, teaming with Mandy and, who is the other one? JC Jane. And they're about to be a powerhouse in NXT, I believe. Sammy Guevara. I love Sammy Guevara, so I ain't going to say nothing. Big points on Darks here recently. Jake something. I love Jake something. I really do. And he's on the indies here and there, and he always gets points out of Impact. So, Jay Lethal, he doesn't do much wrestling. Here and there in the big tag matches or multi-man matches. I did see that this past week, WrestlePro Alaska, he brought back the Black Machismo character to team up with, who was it, the Blue Meanie and Hollywood Nova. So it was the BWO against the Wrestling Figure Podcast, Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, and Smart Mark Sterling. So I can't wait to find a clip of that or a video of that and watch that match. Nato, he got you some points off of the Summer Struggle. Same thing, that indie spot opened up now, so you may want to look at that or keep him. Lance Archer, always good. CM Punk, going to get big points this weekend. Same with Red Velvet in that Battle Royal. I'm not a big Red Velvet fan, but, I do. She's making her way up in the women's division of AEW, so that's a good one. Gideon, Jurassic Express, can't say nothing bad about them. Ricochet, If he's not on Raw, he's at least on Main Event lately. So, there's that to look at. Big E, holding Mr. Money in the Bank, so we'll see how he does with that. Roderick Strong, I'm pretty sure is about to take that Cruiserweight title soon. Orange Cassidy, him and Best Friends in Jurassic Express have that match on the buy-in. They've been fighting with the Hardy Family Office, so we'll see how that goes. Crazy Steve. They just won. Threw me off there for a minute seeing Crazy Steve. I'm trying to think. Yeah, they just beat No Way and Follow Ball this past week, so it's a good one. TJP just reappearing on Impact the last couple weeks. Will be on MLW. He's been on New Japan Strong. So he's all over the place. Great one to have. Dickinson, another good one to have. He's all over the GCW events. Obviously a member of Violence Unlimited. And one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Champions. Chris Statlander, Dexter Loomis, Trish Adora. I believe she is... Yeah, she just beat Allison Kay in the women's Ring of Honor women's title tournament. So it's a good one to have. Top 4, I don't think you need any help. Let's take a look. MSK all day, every day. AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Karrion Kross. Oh, this one I do need to bring up. Karrion Kross is now a member of Raw, so you will need to find a place to put him and pick you up an NXT person. So, do need to remember that. They got announced that last week. I will go ahead and post that again today. Miro, him and Eddie Kingston are going to have a hell of a match this Sunday. Moose, Bandito, Rodney Mack. Obviously I've opened this up, indie spot up. So if you wanted to make that move, you could put Karrion Kross on there, remove Rodney Mack, and pick you up an NXT person from there. Asuka, I think I saw stuff this past week where she had a sling on her arm, so she might be injured. Kingston, either way that match goes, you've got them both. So, and Nia Jax, who is coming for Charlotte's head. Myself, my wife, and then we got Darren. Good Brothers are your bread and butter. 805 points for the Good Brothers. They're everywhere. New Japan, AEW, Impact, they're getting you points wherever they go. Doudrop. Yeah, there's not much to Doudrop. She has turned on Eva, but this past week she didn't really get the match started, so there were no extra points for the match. But, hopefully she starts doing a little more in the women's division than this whole little feud with Eva hopefully goes quickly. And we see her really going for the title soon. Teagan Knox, her and Shotzi haven't been around in a couple weeks now. Kyle O'Reilly's a good one to have. Cody Rhodes. Malachi Black took him out, and who knows when he'll be back. Eddie Edwards, a good one. Chris Adonis, a good one. 2.0, great. Their matches, them and Daniel Garcia have been tearing up AEW lately. I love how they've been featured. Becky Lynch, PCO, Blair Davenport. All right, guys. All right, and that's a rundown of everybody's roster. I know this video has drug on and, is a little more excessive than I wanted it to be, but since I did the bottom 10, I wanted to get the top 10 done as well, being that we're all mixed up. I know I hammered on some of the same ones from the last video, but those are the people that need to be hammered on. All right, guys. Now the time you've all been waiting for. This week's trivia question. Matt Hardy's Twist of Fate. Originally, Michael P.S. Hayes had a different name in mind for that move. What was the name of that move? What was that name supposed to be before it was to be the Twist of Fate? There you go. Woo! In my own head here. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And remember, these trivia questions worth 10 points. If you look when I post the spreadsheets each week, there'll be the main spreadsheet of all your roster and point. Down here, there'll be the other, all your names listed. There'll be other points. That's from the polls and the trivia questions. The person who wins in that will receive 2 stills after the draft in the next season. So right now, I believe John is killing it. He's doing these trivia questions every week. And to be honest, he's the only one doing these trivia questions every week. So guys, you've got to get on here, get these trivia questions, get your points, and get those steals. All right, guys. See you next week.